What is the crack? Welcome back to my channel. How are you? Are you well? I hope you're having a good day, or a good evening, or a good night, whichever time of the day you're watching this. What we're going to do today is we're going to react to a video that is entitled Crowd Turns on a Pest Hassling Busker About Noise. Now the first question I want to ask is he a pest or is he just an adult? It's just an adult. Is he a pest or is he an unhealed inner child having a traumatic response to the present moment? Yes, we got it out there. So we're going to have a look, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer my insight. I'm going to talk about the interaction itself, and I'm going to talk about my own experience with circumstances like this, and I'm going to put myself in the perspective of the busker, and I'll talk about what I would be thinking in my head during this whole scenario. So with that said, let's jump into it, cuz.
Trying to walk away. Do you want me to call the police? Yeah, call the police.
Alright, so I'm going to stop it and just talk about this man wasn't happy about Declan Kelly busking at the Manly Market over the weekend.
Yeah, call the police. I will call the police. I want to continue what I've been paid here to do. You know what? You're not letting me. I'm not stopping.
Alright, despite being booked by the organisers to perform at the markets. So this guy can't really object to it because he's been booked to play. I mean, he can object, but he's been booked to play. So this guy, the busker, is just doing his job. So in this scenario, I would have felt like it was grand. And what it looks like to me is that it is a trauma response, because he's the only person complaining about the whole thing. So he was probably frustrated all day anyway, or frustrated in general. And this unresolved issue is now it's his chance to have a go at this authority figure that done him wrong when he was younger. So now he's having a go at the so-called authority figure. He's probably been waiting for this moment for a while, just to blow up on someone and blow off some steam. So this would be going through my head as well, and I'd be thinking to myself, how can I create a harmonious outcome? What can I do to, first of all, include the guy and calm him down a little bit? I would speak to him and I would try include him in some way. I try poke the fun, I try pull that inner child out to have the crack. I would probably start making up a song with him in it and giving him the microphone, having a bit of a dance. I'd probably ask the crowd to come and join in and show him some love. I'd try and validate him in some way, make him feel a bit special, and see if we could get him on our side and included, because this trauma response could be a response to not feeling included as a kid as well, which can stem from many different scenarios. So I would have all this in mind, or this would be arising within me, and I'd be saying, okay, let me see if I can treat this and include him and get him to have fun and turn it around. So let's see what happens.
Helping you. You are. I'm standing here. I don't want to perform your face in front of me, please.
Okay, so you can see that the busker is obviously agitated, but he's trying to be polite about the whole thing as well. Also, the language used in the angry guy is he's saying, "I'm not stopping you," and clearly he is. This is, to me, a gaslighting technique where he's trying to confuse the mind of the busker to win. He's trying to confuse you, and this, to me, would be what a gaslighter uses, or what people use in an argument as a tactic. They try to confuse your mind that your reality or your perception of reality is wrong and that theirs is right. So they try to confuse your mind by saying the opposite of what's going on in a tone that is louder than yours. So they're trying to command the space. So what you want to do in this scenario is be assertive, be fully aware that you are in the truth and that your reality of the event is the true reality. But if you let your heart lead with that truth, you can actually transform it from a negative experience to a very positive one. And that would be my intention when I'd have these scenarios, unless I'm having a bad day and I'm caught off guard, because we're all just human at the end of the day.
Who wants music here?
Everybody!
Go away! Go away! I don't want music. Well,
alright, so now he asks the audience who wants music, and he got their approval. So this is cool. I would like that the audience are on my side. I like how he's trying to deal with it too. He's asking for help without asking for help, if that makes sense. And now it did sound like two children, or a child having an argument, like I don't want to do, you know. So to me, it really does suggest that it's a trauma response, an unhealed wound. So I'd still have that in mind, and I would also still try to include him and have the banter.
one person wants
Just
music,
play.
and people want music. What's the problem here? There's a big problem.
Just play the music.
Shit! Yeah, just go away. One man ruining it for everybody. Just go away. One man ruining it for everyone.
Sorry, no, that was the brutal impression. Okay, now we are seeing the crowd get involved, and what I'm suspecting here is a bit of aggression, and this is the thing you don't want to happen. You don't want a fight, because what's the point? You want to keep harmony. So I can see this guy, the guy that's just coming in, the hero, let's say, he was probably mad for an old fight as well, like, or this kind of person waiting to have an old argument. So he would be justified in it now by the audiences, because the audience are on side of the singer, so he's on side of the singer, so he would be justified. And now is a chance for him to strike. It's a chance now to release that anger that he's carrying around as well. So let's see what happens. There we go. Starting. What I like is that the singer is trying to break up the fight, because he's clearly like, no, let's not have a scuffle. Nobody boxing heads here, by.
Let's play music with this guy here. Said I remember when we used to sit down in Manly Market on a Sunday afternoon.
This is cool because the busker is trying to win him over. So he sang it to him and made up his own words, of course, to try and include him as well. So that's class. That's really cool. That's something I would definitely be trying to do as well. I like the approach. I like it.
And this guy, he loves music.
And he left him with a positive. That's decent. This guy, he loves music. Nice bite. I like how he tried to have a harmonious outcome. Obviously that did not arise, but I want to give a shout out to music feeds as well. This is where I got the clip from, so nice one. And shout out to Hitchin' Hippie who sent it in as well. Thank you, my guy, you're a legend, bro. So now your man has gone away upset. Hopefully he'd be like thinking, maybe I was wrong there, maybe I shouldn't have. Is he self-aware enough to realize that he's having a trauma response to the present moment? Probably not, because it requires counseling and a desire to know these things about yourself. And as well, when you're having those responses, they're pretty automatic or pretty kind of consuming, or when you're in them, you can't see them, of course. To me, it would have suggested it was an opportunity to, if I was the performer, I'd be like, okay, I can actually reflect something here to this guy that he can use and take with him. If I could see the pain that he's in, I can reflect back to him that this is a trauma response. So how can I do that? That's what I would be thinking in the scenario. Trying to achieve that harmonious outcome and just be a human about the scenario, really. Because you don't want to be carrying hatred in your heart for anybody or anything. I mean, it's alright if you do, but for me, I like to find a place where I could move past that stuff. I'd just be a force for good. Sometimes it doesn't work because people just can't hear it. So I can tell you about a scenario that I had myself. When I started, there was a guy who used to come out and he looked like he was enjoying it. Like, in the first day I was there, he turned some money in. It was a nice interaction. That was fine. And I used to go back there once or twice a week. And then it got to a point where he would come out and he'd look annoyed. I was like, okay. My approach would be, I'll switch up the songs. I won't do the same songs there, and I'll only do an hour or two and I'll move on. So I won't stay there all day. I won't do the same songs. I won't repeat stuff. And I'll only do there 2 days a week. Because I didn't want to annoy the guy. Then it got to a point where he started playing music loud outside of his shop to drown me out. This is when I was like, okay, that's not cool, like, because as a busker you're up against the weather, time of day, so there's limits to when you can do it. Like, so if this was a sunny day and tomorrow it was going to be raining, this is really my only opportunity to get out there and try and get some extra cash. So I was thinking, how can I handle it? So I just went right in. I said, listen bro, that's disrespectful and it's very passive aggressive. If you have an issue with me, you can just tell me that you have an issue. If it's too loud, I'll turn it down. And then he started saying, oh, it's the same thing all the time. I was like, well, I'm sorry, bro. I'm adding new songs to my set for you, like, and I'm trying to switch it up so you don't hear the same thing over and over again. Plus, I only come here twice a week. I only do 2 hour set, and that's it. I'm gone. Still a bit cranky about it. But anyway, he stopped the music that day. A couple of weeks later, he comes out and he does it again. And I'm like, okay, this is really starting to affect me because I don't want to go to that place anymore. And it was my favorite spot and the most profitable spot. So I'm like, I don't want to give it up either. So I try explaining this to him. He doesn't hear me. Just turns the music up louder. And I'm thinking, I've tried to lead with heart, so I need to lead with the power foot, like. And I just went back in and I said, listen bro, if you play that music again while I'm here, I'll smash your windows. Now I'm not proud of that, but it was the only thing I could think of doing. And I was never going to smash his windows either. I don't want to be doing that kind of thing. But I needed to claim my place. I tried everything else. And essentially, he kind of looked at me, and there was a customer in there, and the customer was like, "I think you're doing a good job." I was like, "Thanks, my guy." But he turned it off, and he didn't bother me again after that. But I kind of felt bad for how I approached it. So every now and again, when I was there, I would like bring him in something, and I kind of won him over in the end, and we made peace. So essentially, you're a human dealing with human beings, and you don't want to be arguing or fighting or whatever. Like, but it will present itself. So when you're going out busking like that, you got to be prepared. Some people might be annoyed. Some people could be having a bad day. Some people could have trauma responses and project onto you. And if you're quite open as well, you will attract those kind of things. And as a performer, you can be quite open. So that's my 2 cents on it. And once again, I want to say thank you to Hitchin' Hippie for sending it in. You big legend, bye. I am Bubba Shakespeare. This is the Bubba Talk Spear channel, and we are reacting to buskers.
YURT, cuz.
Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to react to, or what kind of videos you would like to see. That'll be decent. We are all class. It's just a journey to the Y. Don't forget to like, share,
and subscribe.
It's B to the U to the B, B